Hello and welcome back to a brand new episode of VMTV Vaults with myself, Kyle Diamond. My guest for this episode is one of the newest additions to the UFC roster in Europe. I'm of course talking about Ireland's Dean Barry. If you know Dean's story, then you know this has been a long time coming. He's actually been signed to the UFC before last year, but there was a lot of complications. He had to go get another fight. There was talks about Contender Series, but we got here. He has been signed and he will be making his debut in April against Mike Jackson, and that fight is a long time coming if you are familiar with Dean's story. But if you're not, don't worry, because we go through it in detail. I will let the man himself tell you more about it. Without further ado, Mr. Dean Barry. Right, I think we have to start with, obviously, we were just saying then about what a crazy week you've had. That tweet that you put out, because that can't, I mean, there's been a crazy road to get here, but I think that really sums it up about how, you know, a few days before getting that UFC call, you were going to take a job where you'd be working 6 days a week up at, was it 5 a.m. every day?
Yeah, 5 a.m. to 1:30 p.m. picking boxes.
Do you remember what the time frame was between accepting that, going to be accepting that job and getting the UFC call?
So it was a Monday, and then on the Wednesday, the UFC called, because I was freaking out. I was like, oh, I need to find a job and stuff. And because what actually had happened was, with the original plan, they said if I went out and fought and got another fight, that they'd take me in. So I went out and got another fight. And you're probably the first person I can say this to. So they said, after my fight, they said to me, my manager, oh, well done. Like, I just heard nothing from them. And then they said, if he gets one more win, we might put him on the Contender Series in July. Right. And so I was just like, oh, are you joking me? I was like, this, I'm living a nightmare here. Like, why is this just keep happening? Like, and it was one thing after another. And then then I went and got a job, because I was like, well, I need to work now. I have a baby. Do you know what I mean? I need to provide for a baby now. I can't sit out any longer. And I was trying to get on it. My manager was getting me on the Titan card in February. So I was going to just fight there. And then he called me up and he was like, on Wednesday, I went for a nap I went for a nap with my girlfriend. I was tired. I was just stressed out. And he woke me up and he was like, hey, he's like, Lex is still looking for a fight for you. And I was like, yeah, cool. He's like, but we don't fucking need it. And I was like, And then he said they just wanted to take me in now. So
yeah, nice. Mad. Yeah. I mean, I can only imagine, like I said, it's been a crazy road to get here. And I remember we were talking to you about how that had basically been kind of said to you was get one more fight and then, you know, we're good to go. And then obviously you have the opponent pull out, and then was the guy that you fought was like the fourth opponent, right? Or something like that?
Yeah, so he was I was meant to fight Hugo Prada. He was 8-4, like he 12 fights. I only had 4. Like, he was good experience, tough Colombian. Like, he's only been finished once, I think, or once or twice, can't remember. He pulled out like 2 weeks. I think, no, it was less than 2 weeks out from the fight. It was like 10 days out from the fight, because he got offered like more money on another show. So I'm freaking out, and the show's freaking out. Yeah, that's the reason why he pulled out. That's what I was so pissed off about. I remember I put up a story. I put up a post about it on my page, and he reported me and blocked me, and I had to get taken down. All like he was just a bitch about the whole thing. And but I understand as well. Like, he had to. At the end of the day, bro, it was at Christmas time. He has kids and all. He probably he's like, well, I'm gonna fight this guy and not fight me, because I would have beaten him. Do you know what I mean? So then I got offered another guy. He's like 4-0, and then we were like, yeah, okay, perfect. Then that fell through. Then I was offered like a 5-1 guy. Then that fell through, and so I was like, oh god, man! Like, and then I was looking up flights to go home. I was like, I'm gonna have to fly back home now. I'm like five grand nearly in the Swanee here, like. And I was like, I'm gonna have to go back to reality now. And then they said this guy reached out to our show and asked, could he fight you? And I was like, right, yeah, absolutely, sure. It didn't matter who I was gonna fight. If I had went home, they would have had something to say. Everyone would have had some shit to talk, and then even if I fought him, they'd still have something to say. So I just said, fuck, I'm gonna go out. I need to get paid for me kid, and that's it, bro. I need to get that one fight. And
was it only in the lead up to that fight that you would kind of heard about the UFC's interest, or was it something that you knew for a while?
No, it was, well, originally the plan was, when I signed for them, when I was supposed to fight in May and I couldn't get the visa, they had said to me, because the interviews for visa process with COVID was nearly, some places where like Ireland was like 3,000 days waiting list. So it was crazy, man. And they said, well, look, he's probably not going to get a visa because he needs to do an interview over there, because he needs to do a one-on-one appointment for the sort of visa I needed, because I need to explain my story. And I couldn't get one anywhere. So like, we need to release him because he can't just sit on the roster for years, and not like, which I agree. And then when I finally got the visa sorted, they didn't think I was going to get that quick. And they had just released me, and they were like, right, well, he needs to get him one more and we'll bring him back in. And then I was waiting, because we were waiting around until September, October time, because they kept saying to us, yeah, we're going to sort it soon. So I've been sitting out since I got the visa, and I was like, I need to fight. The second they said I need another fight, my manager got me a fight booked for December. And then like, I knew if I got to one more fight, and then when I found out, no, I was just freaking out, man. But it's a nice story. Like, I didn't think that tweet was going to blow up the way it did. Like, it's nice to see people supporting it and stuff and understanding, like.
Yeah. Absolutely. And also, like you said, like it's like now that you've got the call and stuff, what a journey that it's been. But also the journey kind of, well, this chapter at least, I think, of your career kind of has a constant theme through it, and that theme is Mike Jackson for some reason. I don't know why it's that guy, but it is. This goes back to the first UFC call that you got, right? Was it supposed to be Mike Jackson that you were fighting then?
Yeah, bro. It's because basically he can't really get sanctioned to fight anybody else, and because the athletic commission's so strict now, and I'm only 4-1, so I've only 5 professional fights, but they really wanted to sign me, so they're like, well, how do we kill 2 birds with 1 stone here? And they're like, well, we can get Dean in, and they want to get rid of him. I don't think they like him, so they're going to just get me to go in and just light him up and get rid of him. And then it's a good way for me to start off in the good books with them all as well. Do you know what I mean? Like, hopefully Dana gives me the 50,000 bonus after. That's the plan.
It just seems like I remember this whole thing with Mike Jackson going on, and then for the UFC call to come, and it was like, okay, let's see who this opponent is going to be. And then instant, like I said, like we were saying beforehand, it all happened so fast with like it being announced you were signing, and then the fight being actually coming out.
It just shows how much they want to get me in and get me a good win and all. Like, they really, like, they were talking with my manager, like they said they want to like build me up and have like really high hopes for me and stuff like that. So that's great for me to hear that they're not just throwing me in on a short notice. Like, they're throwing me in. Like, I don't think people realize I've not been signed to the UFC twice in the space of a year. That's how, like, when you start MMA, your chances of getting to the UFC are so slim. So for me to be called in twice like that in the space of a year, it just shows, you know. And I think, like, if you just that's what people ask me, like, how'd you get in so early? And like, if you just be yourself, like, just be like, you don't have to be a dick, you don't have to be have this persona of this, you know, like a big like character. Like, just be nice, be yourself, be a good fighter, be exciting, and just you know, stay true to yourself. And that's why you'd be brought in, you know. Like, that's to say, an original's worth more than a copy. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, exactly. I feel like it's a real credit to the UFC as well, where they've clearly took notice of how difficult this year has been after you getting signed and then it just getting delayed. That the fact that they're like, okay, you're signed, here's the fight, April, let's go. Like, same as we planned before, let's run it again. Like, no nonsense. Like, they've clearly took notice of how difficult this year has been, and they're just like, let's not waste any more time.
Man, that's it. And I just didn't give up on it. Like, you know, when I spent 5 weeks in the Dominican Republic in a shithole, I was just miserable. I was depressed. Me and my brother were just so miserable. We just wanted to get out of there, man. Like, we had spent, I mean, thousands upon thousands, and we were sitting there waiting for the visa, and they left me weeks with, they held my passport and all. Then when we thought I got the visa, because if they keep your passport, it means you got it. So my attorney was like, okay, you can go get it. I think you got the visa. You can go pick it up today. I went to pick it up. I was in the queue for about an hour. I got to the top of the queue, and there's a big letter on it saying I was denied. And I just remember breaking down crying. And the visa place is in a big shopping center. It's weird, like, but I remember just breaking down crying in the shopping center, and I was just like, oh man, my career's over. I was like, I'm that fella who just got a life-changing contract and lost it all over something stupid. And then my brother really helped me get through, and he was like, we're not giving up on it. And I could have just walked away. I could have just went back to normal job. I could have just went back to fighting on the regional scene, like in Europe and stuff. But I was like, you know what? like it's gonna be great for my son to look back now when he's a bit older and see what his dad went through. Like even the battle I faced with, like you know, the custody battle I went through to get him and everything. I went through so much with him, and I'm in a position now where I can help other fathers go help them through what I've went through, which I have done. I've actually helped a few dads, and they've reached out to me, man, and they've told me that like what I've helped them get their son and stuff like that. So it's actually so inspiring to me. And now I know when I'm on a bigger platform, I can really help people, and that's why I want to get here, man. Like I just want to help my family and help. Like I love fighting, and that's it. Like I don't care about anything else.
I mean, we talked about how you've put too much in at this point for that to happen. So I suppose my last question is, what will be your camp like for this fight? I know that like just through going through your Instagram, like I was saying about how much work you've put in, some absolute killers in there that you're in there with. Like obviously like going over to Sanford and stuff, which at the moment is just like stacked to the absolute top with talent. Like every guy you're on the mat with is an incredible fighter. So what will the camp look like for this one?
I joined Team Rhino in Ireland, so they're really good. Like Paul Redmond and all trains there, so there's a load of sizes in the gym, and like it's packed mat. The match, like there's about 40 people there for wrestling class and stuff, and they're all really good. Like I was up there last night, and it was a really tough class, and I sat down with Andy and talked, because I have a son here in Ireland. Like I have my life here, so I need to set up something here. Do you know what I mean? Like I don't want to be that person that just has to keep like shooting off to America to get training. But I'm still going to go over for a few weeks, like here and there, just to keep like learning, and because you need to travel and grow and learn new things and stuff like that. So I will learn that over there. But no, at the minute I'm very happy here. Like I'm very happy with the team I've joined, and I'm really looking forward to it. Like they're just really cool. Do you know what I mean? So I'm looking forward to it. It's gonna be fun. All I need to be, if once I'm fit, I'm gonna maul you, man. Like, I'm gonna maul him. It's not even gonna be close. Like
I feel like it's a good time as well to be in Ireland right now. Like obviously in the UFC we've got Ian Gary coming through, he's been absolutely incredible so far. I know that Calvin Loughran has just signed to Cage Warriors. Like it seems like exciting things are happening around you as well, man.
I talked to him a lot. Loughran. I talked to him and his brother. They're really nice. They're really supportive lads. Because I actually saw them on social media, and I was like Loughran, and I was like, they're Irish lads, and I seen they're in Team Caban. I don't know how you pronounce it. So I reached out to them and I was like, hey lads, I was like, just let them know I support them, and hope they do really well, because like they're over in England, so I know they might not get the ideas that they should be getting from the Irish, or the support at the backing. But it doesn't matter where you are in the world. Like if you're Irish, people get behind you and people support you. And that's one thing I'm trying to push out here, is there not enough people support each other in this country. Like a lot of people are like, they're trying to snap off your feet for the next shot instead of building and growing with you. And that's kind of what I want to bring, and I think I will bring that in now. So
and the last thing I was going to say was that another tweet that you put out, fingers crossed that we get you, Ian Gary, and Conor McGregor on the same card. Hopefully this year. That would be absolutely incredible.
That'd be really cool, wouldn't it? Because it matches up perfect. Because me and Ian, well, as far as I've seen, Ian's fighting in April. I think Ian's fighting in April. I think April 10th or 13th or something. Did you see that? I've seen that online. Yeah, so he has a good fight there, and then I'm fighting like the following week. So that's going to be back to back for Irish lads. I'd say that was set up to work. I'd say that was set up for us for that way. And then, so that's April, May, June, July. So perfect 3 months after. And I'm going down to featherweight. So like it gives me enough time to, sorry, I'm holding my phone actually. I said it gives me enough time to get the body weight down and get down to that weight division.
Sweet, mate. Thank you so much for your time, Dean. It's been an absolute pleasure. Hopefully we can, I'm fingers crossed for you, mate, that April goes ahead and finally get that win over Mike Jackson that it feels like we've been waiting ages for. And then we'll have you back on the show, talk about what's next. Big things.
Perfect, buddy. No problem. Thanks very much.
Cheers, mate. Have a good day.
See you, buddy.
Catch you later. Thank you for checking out this episode of VMTV Vaults. As always, thank you to our guest, Mr. Dean Barry. Of course, we cannot wait for that debut in April. The Irish are back. So make sure you tune into that one, because it's going to be unmissable between him and Mike Jackson after this build-up. It's been absolutely insane. Hit subscribe so you don't miss an episode of VMTV Vaults, and I will catch you on the next one. Until then, goodbye.